What's good, YouTube? We back, we live. Um, Audio might be a little weird. Cleaned out the gaming room, but um, other than that, let's just really get right into this video, the understanding slash stream what we're doing. So right now, market is inside of 4 hour bearish gap. We've been very bullish since the open, so um, just gotta recognize where we're at. Let's jump down to the 1 minute, see where we're at. Buy side has been taken, so not this external level, but right here we got a sweep right here. So can work that out right there. Buy side's been swept. Right now I'm not really gonna look for any type of shorts. We have a big 15-minute right here. I mean, I'm not gonna look for any type of longs. Just going based off of where we're at. I would want to see a rebalance somewhere down in here. That's it. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be nothing big. Um, yeah, so if I do get the model presently, I would short knowing we had a 15-minute fair value gap. Boom, knowing we swept out buy side or a buy side level. Let's mark it out on ES. We swept it out here, you see. So like, boom, we've been kind of waiting for that rebalance, I guess you could say. Now, based upon price action, where does price action allow us to look? We took out buy side right here. Here's the internal high we manipulated right there once. Sorry, I want my dog in here, but this would be the manipulation move technically, but it didn't because we didn't change the state off of it, so not that anymore. So to look for a little bit more cleaner, something like maybe on the 3 minute to 5 minute. Here's a 5 minute gap that if we do run, EJ, come here. It's okay. Good. All right. Sit. Sit. It's good. No, bro, you smell. Okay, DJ, relax. But yeah, so again, I still want to see if we want to take this out on ES. So we take that out on ES. That gives me a lot more confidence in shorting. So just let the open, and you know, see what I'm marking out. You guys can see the exact same thing on your chart if you have it there. But looks like we are getting confident move. Now the open's gonna give us some volume to be able to send price in a direction. Like we have a 2 minute right there. 30-second model, bullish. So everything bullish from. So come and respect the 2 minute right there. Boom. Sends price a little bit higher. Instance 15. 2 minute, nope, not on this. But look how close we are at buy side on ES. So if you jump to the 15, super, super close. I open up the 15-minute and you notice like what's wide open in here. Boom, a 15-minute wide open fair value gap. Easy target. Sell side resting below it. Beautiful. If we were to short, if it was present, that's it. That's literally it. So we're inside a bearish 4 hour, bearish 15, same thing on ES. And I know that if the model's present, I just want to see this get swept before I even think of shorting. That's really it. It's kind of my go here. If I think of shorting, okay, boom, buy side's now swept on ES. So now we get that external level, meaning now if we don't come all the way up here, on the 4 hour look, it's so much easier to see it. We got an SMT. That's it. So I gotta jump down to the 1 minute, jump down to the 1 minute, because this is very key. This is important to see this here. I'm looking for this to get ran. That's the thing. I'm looking for any bullish imbalances to get ran. So if it doesn't happen right now, kinda, then you know, not really much to head towards. It's DJ. Relax. Down. Down. So we're running that.
Order filled.
Stop's gonna go here. I'm only selling 4 because it looks like we're gonna run this off that 30-second. We got an SMT. We got everything we wanted to see happen. I just need that displacement. We need to get through that. And we filled it all the way down, so I want to see us get through. So now if we get this model, which is what I'm looking for, go, relax. It's a Monday. No need to go heavy on the risk. We get that change. That's the thing right there. Look, we get that change. So now all I'm looking for is sell side to be met. I'm looking for other targets. So managing our risk inside of this trade, just in case it does not want to spark. So just looking for sell side. Buy side been swept. We got our model. Here's our sell side level down there. Jump to the 5-minute. Jump to the 15-minute right there. Wide open 15. We're inside of a 15 right there. So that's one thing to just recognize. But price, to me, everything bearish right now. So again, 30 seconds opened up. Couple minutes. We gotta fight through this gap, 1. And then 2, the model is very, very clean on the 5-minute. So in about 3 minutes is really where my eyes are on, because this is where it's very, very clean. A 5-minute change in the state, because it's all green candles, a fair value gap, and from buy side getting swept, this is the manipulation move. So here to there, and look where sell side rests, right at the 2. So I'm very, very I like the short that I just took here. I'm very confident in the short we just took here, and I wouldn't do anything to this trade besides watch. So I'm okay with losing on this trade. $98 for this is very nice. And again, ES has to catch up because this is where the SMT is. So if all I would do is put my stop loss here at the SMT. That's it. But again, I'll protect it above a 30-second fair value gap right there, a 15-second fair value gap, and if we displace with order flow in the next couple minutes, I'll tighten up my stop accordingly. So now I'm not looking for anything in particular. Look, we got a 3-minute change right there, but there's just no fair value gap in my opinion. The only reason why I'm not going crazy with the size is only because it's a Monday. We have news. One thing to recognize, we do have news. So if present, if we pull back, price action accordingly is always that's one of my biggest things. Price action has to develop accordingly. So displacing meaning if we get lower before we pull back, I wouldn't add down here. It'll mess it up. But if we do pull back and we're still looking bearish, then I'll add. But again, there's nothing in my eyes on ES that has to really get higher. If you look at the 4-hour, we got that high up there. That already was a high that we took out on NAS. So I'll just show you. That was a high all over here. So again, it's a confident bias, a confident trade. We slapped on 4 contracts decently early in the trade. So again, like I said, I'm not gonna do nothing besides just watch. And from here, again, I said I'm not bullish. I'm very bearish. Seeing the external get taken inside of a 4-hour. This should open. This should draw your eyes that we're inside of a 4-hour. External gets taken. Boom. SMT. All of that should open your eyes to shorts. And if it doesn't, then you have to be very not weary but reactive to what you're looking for in the market. Why are you taking your trade? And that's what I always ask myself. Why am I taking this trade? And I told myself before I came in, I woke up at 9:20 with my woman. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go stream, go get ready for the stream, go do what I gotta do. And it's simple as that. So, you know, you don't have to be all like, like nerdy with this shit. It's simple as just know why you're taking that trade, taking this trade to sell side. And if I need to take it, DJ, it's okay. It's okay. If I need to take a trade to sell side, what do I have to do? Simple as wait for buy side to be swept inside of 4 hour the reasoning behind my trade being taken. That's it. So very close to TP. Let's put these up here. That's why I love having my shit on the board. Here's the 2 from that move. So let's see where. Okay, boom. We get a 5-minute change in the state. Bow. That's where I'm very confident. We get that 5-minute change, and we do pull back up to it. So cool. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my head. Cool. I just like the fact that we pull back up to it. I'm not gonna do nothing about that, just because I already told myself it's a Monday. DJ, down. It's a Monday. There's no need to throw on crazy size or anything. Stop now comes to $30. So we're risking $30 on this trade. Why? Because we opened up a 2-minute gap in favor. We did not open up a 3-minute gap, so we're gonna put it over the 2-minute gap. Simple. It's simple as that. And now I'm risking $30 on this trade instead of risking 100. So that, okay, now why wouldn't we go to sell side here? I don't know. I can't tell you. All I can do is protect myself and watch, see what happens inside of the trade. I took it on the lower time frame to begin with, for the fact that we had a big SMT. So if that SMT, that 4-hour SMT, is in play, then trust me, it's gonna be in play. So we're back at this change in the state, and we're kind of playing here. So again, it's a Monday. We're not anywhere near the macro at the moment. About 10 minutes away. Market has sold off decently, just decently. It's not like it's sold off crazy. So again, it's a break-even trade in my eyes, for real. If we put it right there, $4 loss on the day, $5 loss on the day if we lose, and if we win, 900 something win, $900 win. We didn't take any other trades than this trade. So again, that's how I trade it. That's how I see it. Mind you, the trade's not gonna just go straight to sell side when we got a 15-minute imbalance in our way. Tiny 30 imbalance on our way, and then from there we have sell side resting down there. So these trades take time to develop. They take time to actually get to where they got to get to if they want to. Now, if we were bullish, here's where we will hold it for bullish. That's the turning point in our trade, right there. If we were bullish, that 1 minute would have held, and this 1 minute up here would not have opened if we were bullish, and that still gives me confidence in short and lower. So now I'm just waiting for what? I'm waiting for ES to catch up. And the reason why I think ES is going to catch up is this. Look at the 15-minute chart. And look how just bullish it looks. A rebalance anywhere. Take it from the low to the high. Anywhere. I feel like it's going to rebalance. So I don't necessarily think we're going to, if we do run this high, I'll redraw that 50%. That's it. That's all I'll do. So, right here, we're just watching. Jump back to the 1. We got our change in the state. We played around at it for a little bit, but what do we do after that is what's important. And we look like we're displacing. So now I really don't want to see this trade come too much higher. Come back to this 30-second. So that 30-second wouldn't have held. It's my fault. It said 1 minute, but it's a 30-second. So the 30-second wouldn't have held. That 30-second would have opened up. We still respected it, right? I took the trade off of a lower time frame, so I should be not necessarily analyzing the lower time frame the whole time, but I should be shuffling through and I should be confident in where I'm looking for, what I'm looking at. But I said off that 5 minute manipulation move, if we get that 5 minute change, that the two is right there. Two is actually right below sell side, right there. I'm targeting right above sell side. So let's check this lower time frame, you know, see what we're getting around sell side so we can capitalize on max profits, max everything on the day. 3 minute, let's check the 5 minute, very important to see what we opened up. Opened up a 5 minute. Yo. So we opened up a 5 minute in favor. So let's just clear this. Let's look. We're right here playing around. That's kind of where we're, turning. And we took this internal low. That's what we did there. So we come back to this 30-second gap that we were at right here. Yo, we come back to it. Now, it's important what we do here. We took out this high in it. We took out that little high to the left of us, right inside of it. So now, if we're bearish, we're gonna go here. And we'll go to that too, down there. No. Down there. But if we're bullish, we'll end up running that gap. Because that's the only gap that's mainly sending price anywhere. If you look at ES, we're stagnant. ES really isn't catching up. So I'm going to look here, and this is where I find my confidence at, what we do at this gap. So if we're going to play around, I'll be out of my trade. If we're not going to play around, DJ. If we're not going to play around, then I'll keep staying in this trade confidently. Yo, stop it. Stop it. Sit. Go. But that's pretty much it. So now we're back at this 5 minute change in the state. 5 minute fair value gap up there. Tap into it. Do what we got to do. Thank you. This nigga finally laid down, bro. So now, just based off of price action, we're all the way back up. Couple ticks off of TP. Not really what I wanted to see here. Not the most thing I want to see here. Do we tap inside this too? Yeah. So that's one thing we do. We tried to fill in, which we did, fill in this 2 minute. And I like that. So I want to see if I'm bearish, I want to see, obviously, put back to a 5 minute, tapped inside the 5 minute, filled it. So tap the 5 minute change, fill the 5 minute fair value gap, tapped inside of a 2 minute fair value gap. The model looks nice, it's clean. So from here, again, I don't care what really happens. I'm not really risking nothing on the day. Everything else just plays out with its time. I said I'm not gonna move my trade, so I'm not gonna move it. Down here is the only place where I would have took profits, but why am I gonna take profits early? There's no need. If I'm okay with, that's a lower time frame. So if I am okay with the rebalance and knowing like, okay, what's gonna happen. Now that 1 minute wick is where I want to see what we do. Very, very key in my eyes. So boom. Looks like the trade's gonna be over. So just based upon what we did, but again, taking it down to sell side, nice trade, very confident. Let's see where here. So from this low is where we just came back to. That's it. We came back to ES on that, to NAS on that low, and that's what we did. So that 4-hour SMT was still it was confirmation that we had to move lower. So that's it. There's no other like ifs inside of this trade or nothing. There can't be. Trade was very, very nice. It was a great trade. whether we get stopped early or we don't. Again, I'll just wait, see what I can see inside of another trade if there is. But if not, again, that's literally what I was waiting for, buy side, and that's it. So ES finally took out this internal high, this move. And the two lines up with this gap. Yo, lay down. Lay down. No, lay down. Lay down. Let's go. Lay down. Lay down. The two on this chart lines up with the gap. So for the fact of that, and we finally took out the internal high, that's why I said I'm just not gonna close out this trade. I'm just gonna watch because that's important. Very important. So we got news as well. So yo. 950. It's hard to do all this sometimes when you got this dog too. I'm telling you, it's a little annoying, but 10-10. I'm about to go let this nigga out again. Cause this is late why he's crying. Just let this nigga out. Nigga will cry if I don't let him out again. I got blow shit. But we're gonna just let this trade run. I'll be back. I do gotta do this shit. I don't want him just disturbing everything. I'm not really gonna be able to manage what I wanted to manage inside this trade. That's the only thing that's gonna just not bother me. But come on. Let me mute this drum real quick. We'll be back. Hold on. I'm coming. So let me mute this. I will be right back. Trade's gonna be on the screen. Alright, about to let him out, but this is yo. See, that's what you can't do. About to let him out, but this is what I'm noticing before I went. I had to get my shit on, but look, this move is the 2. Take it on like the 15-minute chart like I just had done, and look right here. Look where that rebalance is. Resting right there. Let's do that real quick. It's resting right here at a low. And where's that 2? Right at that 15-minute fair value gap. Clean. Let's jump on this 15-minute chart. Now it's a bit different. You can't necessarily bring it from here to here. We already tapped into it. That's why price could be a bit slower. So you can still do it from there, but we already are in quote unquote a discount, which I want to see if that's the case, a different type of SMT get put in, which would be 4 hour. So maybe here to there. I'm targeting a wide open 4 hour fair value gap. So again, which is technically sell side. Again, like I said, I'm gonna hold this trade. Yo. Gonna hold this trade. Gonna let it rock. Trying to get this just look set out for y'all to see. This is weird. Yo, come on. Come on. Stop it. Yo, this thingy, bro. Look. He knows I'm not letting him out. That's why he's acting like that shit. I'm telling you, chill, nigga. Damn. Alright. So now, look. What was I trying to do? Shit. See, now he messed that shit up. Okay, yeah. Take it on a different time frame. Boom. Alright. So we'll do that. Respected that 5 minute. Put it right at the wick. I just want to see price get lower from here. So we're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna touch the trade. We're gonna still let it run. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Okay, so boom, from this whole entire move up, that's the only time you can move your take profit back at this low. If you didn't want to still see it come to sell side, which it still should come to the 2, but you could take it right up there, and boom, and now it becomes the internal low. And the reason why you do that is because the internal low, the new low that got swept, that low is more likely to get taken than that always. It's because this is first. Technically, this level gets hit here before this level gets hit, technically. So, boom. And what happens after we take it? Look, that's exactly what I mean. That's the low right there. We sweep it on that ES. We don't on NQ. And we're running. We're running. It's that simple. So, again, there's little things that I say for a reason. We're back inside this 5 minute. Stop losses at that wick. I think it's cool. Gonna delete all the drawings. Just gonna let naked chart just show. So it really looks like we're respecting this 15-minute heavy, and that we don't necessarily want to get lower. And that's okay. It's a Monday, like I said, it's a Monday. Now we're inside of this macro. It's big, it's important. Right now I'm just kind of managing this trade, seeing what we're doing. There ain't really no need to be at this internal high. There's no need for that. Just really trying to see before I go. I hate having to just go in a trade, because if I don't have everything marked, not necessarily like that. But that's how far we came. We came down here. So we came to about $800 in this trade. Maybe 790. Which is cool. But again, bearish price action. That's what it does. It's Monday, it's slow. Now we got this gap. We got to run. And if we don't run it, then we don't run this 1 minute. You feel me? We're done. That'll be it. From this move, so the 2 still lines up. It's all manipulation. It's all just trying to fake you out for you to get out the trade early, lose the trade, not be in the trade. So many different reasons. But this 2 lines up with the sell side beautifully. I'll just do this. But the market knows where it's going to come back to. You don't. That's the problem. That's why you overthink it. And like, what if it doesn't? And it doesn't come here, it doesn't come there. That's all it is. So let's crank this up a little bit. Leave this shit right here. I'm gonna target exactly where I was targeting. Stopped or stopped. Not stopped. Don't matter. So I'm gonna be back. I got everything charted. That's all I really wanted to see you for. But I was just wanted to make that a big point. So here, mute up. I'm gonna be back then. And you came right back on my arm. I can't do that shit. Hold up. This nigga, he knows, bro, to come right under my arm and just mess up my jump. So I'll be back. All right, so we're back. Pretty much nothing happened. TP not been met. 10 a.m. Still inside that macro. What happened 10 a.m.? Started to get that reversal. Changed. Really didn't come any further. So from here, looks like we're probably gonna get stopped out. I move my stop loss up a little bit because here's this high. Here's this high over here. Took it out, so there's possibility for us to
order filled.
Boom. So $25. Trade's done. What do you say to this? Nothing. It's bad price action. Not really the cleanest price action to go necessarily lower. Now, you know, targeting sell side. Could have easily took off here inside this wide open 15. There's just things to notice, recognize, but not worried about that. You know what I mean? Can't be worried about that. It took a great trade. And price action, look at it from the open. Like, tell me, if you're trading this, you don't really know what you're doing. Now, if you're in it because you see exactly what happened, you know what you're doing. You know, other than that, I can't say too much. Like, you know, we got a nice rebalance. Market respected the 50% mark right here. Came right there, 50. Where do we start getting at? Right around there. So boom, we had that last leg. This is what I did notice though. So if I take all these drawings back, look, I just don't really feel like drawing them all out again, to be honest. Hopefully we can find them. Okay, boom, right. Jump to the 1 minute right here. So after we pull back up to that change, when we get that 5-minute close, there we pull back up, and that's where this candle, the next green candle. So again, now we're starting to get that displacement lower. And again, I still want to see lower here, so we might throw this on.
Order filled.
We might throw that on there. Put our risk up there, $75. That if we displace through this here, we should get lower. And that means our 1 minute change will be a little bit deeper, yeah. But there's no gaps besides this 2 minute that we just filled it. We just filled it. So I mean, this could be one of those, you know, you slap it on to see if we really want to go to where we want to go. But I did want to still show you guys what we did this here. We took out that internal low once more off of this leg. So that leg here. And what we do, we started reversing. We took out this internal high. We still have a 4-hour SMT. We still have everything in favor. So essentially this is not, it's never a bad trade if you know why you're taking it. But I'm taking it off a 30-second for sure. So it has to be very, very quick.
Order filled.
It does have to be quick. And the reasoning why I'm taking it, I want to see displacement out of this. I don't want to see us lag behind. If we're lagging and we're not getting the price action that I want to see, then obviously it's not gonna be technically a very efficient trade. So I took it off this 30-second. Looks like we're gonna run it. We respected it. Now I wouldn't want to see us come back higher if we're gonna do this and respect it, but we're gonna have to watch and see. At 30 seconds, still holding. SMT is still up there now. So I'm not going to get out of the trade. I'm just going to let it stop me if that's really what it wants to do. But again, like I said, I do like where we're at. Just don't want to see us come back higher. I mean, there's no need if we're going to displace here. We got a 15-second change. So
Order filled.
Boom. So now we're stopped, right? So we got this 15-second change, which I wanted to see us get lower. Like, look, every single time frame has nothing to hold us to go higher. So now if we take this out with a fair value gap, that's a little bit different, but this is where I'll trade it. This 1 minute getting ran. Now, this is the most relative spot for it all to like actually happen. Jump on this 5 minute, race this, race this. Macro's still open. Probably has like, if that, maybe, a minute plus like the extra time it does have. But this is what we did inside of this 15. Now, ES, on the other hand, never rebalanced to equilibrium, never even tapped inside of this gap. So again, it could be slower, but this is where our most recent change could be. You get this high to the left of us taken. Here's the internal high. Run it with a fair value gap. So see what that is. That is a zero candle. No. Yeah. So nothing happened inside of that. So pretty soon we change here. This is the only place I'd really want to see it happen. Say we change here, because like look where we're at. From even here, you can take this high to there. We change on the 30.
Order filled.
I would need us to get through this gap, changing the state on the 30-second, and then on the 1 minute, get through that gap as well, which we just kind of ran through it. So this is where I'll add if we get like that pressure. So now that 30-second change, if it's validated, that's where I'll add here. So about 15 seconds. You got to really make rational decisions here.
Order filled.
20, you got 5 more seconds before we even get it fully. Stops above a 15 second. We ran through this 1 minute. That's what the only thing that I did like. So again, running through that, didn't necessarily put in a 30-second change, but we opened up this 30-second gap. It would just have to hold for us to, like, for this trade to move in favor, it would have to hold. Did not move it. I'll be targeting. Back down to the 2. So again, it was a smaller time frame trade, but we did not get everything that I wanted. I wanted to see this 1 minute get ran, which it got ran, but only thing is we didn't change on the 1 minute like right away. Not like that if we can't change here, we still can change, but it's what happens when it does is more important to me. But we respect this 30-second and then we get that full change, then I'd like that. Oh, actually, that would make me more confident in the trade that I just took. So, but did we get that? No. So we still kind of playing, but just gotta let price tell us. So that's why I'm not necessarily taking this trade to sell side or anywhere that deep, just because that's where sell side is down here. And jump on the 2 minute, we need to remove the drawings. Like jump on the 2, the 3, the 5, 15. We're not necessarily getting big legs, big moves. We don't really have anything holding us to even stop us from going lower either. That's the one thing I really recognized. So it's not that I'm like unconfident in the trade. It's not, it's really never that, honestly. I put on the trade for like a specific reason. But what I don't really like is, if I'm being honest, it's honestly the price action. So that's the only thing I just don't like in this situation too. So we take this high to the left of us right there, inside of everything already happened though. So that's the thing. That's what you gotta recognize. Everything has already happened. Buy side sweat. We still had this higher time frame SMT from all the way up there. Didn't even sweep that high. So we still got this SMT higher time frame. We still got that manipulation move. This two. It's still in place. But now, just looking at this, like, look, yeah, you can see it. It's just not, it just doesn't look valid, you know, and in the moment it was taken. And that's why,
Order
yeah,
filled.
boom, stopped. So it just doesn't even necessarily look like valid enough to even be taken. If you really just look close, like, it could all do this shit later. It just doesn't matter. So now we kind of get that shit validated right there. Just late though, super late, you know? And we're playing around. Price isn't necessarily moving just ideal. So pull back, like we get that right there. It's just not, yeah, it's not ideal. It's not necessarily what you want to see happen. Still lines up nicely. 4 lines up towards sell side. So again, that's what's gonna happen. It's things that happen like that. Things that shouldn't happen. But again, ES played around all morning, and that prevented a lot of things, like just the sideways, the choppiness around the times where, you know, we are coming lower, coming closer to TP, everything, all of the above. Now, in a time like this, you know, what could you do better, right? Like for me, I know exactly what I could do better. One, just not trade it, or two, you know, just close early, somewhere in there. Even like I said, when I wanted to, this is what I wanted to see. When I seen this game, like that leg, there's no fair value gap getting put in on the 1 minute, the two, nothing. Not really even the 30-second, I don't think. Small right there. So when we tapped it, came back a little bit lower, boom, tapped it again, ran it. Came back up, ran down again once more. That's it. That's all we did from there. So it's kind of just playing around. So like that move, this 1 minute move is, you know, like I even said, it's gonna come to that too. Like this two could be still in place, but again, that's why it's just patience and no rush in this shit. And you know, you learn. You know, that's learning. I think I know exactly what I'm gonna journal, know why I've taken the trades I've taken, and really just move on from that shit. So it's not a big deal. Um, it's not necessarily a big deal. You gotta be okay with risking to lose to make, you know, better decisions in the future. But we're that close to sell side, and we take this low that we put in and then run it. That's kind of what you gotta recognize in that moment. So, um, like, look, you can see all of this shit sideways and one way. It's not, you know, that shit don't mean shit. Like, it's not really nothing. Like, look at the wicks. You wanna see You don't want to see sideways. You want to see moves like up, down, up, boom, down. As soon as you see something like this, mind you, this happens at 9:30. It's 9 o'clock. Boom, 10. Look at this. 9 o'clock. Feel me, 10. Like anything sideways is just not really, it's nothing. Obviously, you can't just know, but the predicted moves like right here. After that, like no significant low, my eyes got taken. Besides, I guess you could say this. That low inside of this 5-minute gap. And from there, we got up out of there. So, yeah. So, I mean, to be honest, we're just going to call it there. We're going to let it rock. And we're going to be back tomorrow, obviously. Come back sharper, more prepared. And, like, watch the stream back. Take notes, see what happened, see exactly what happened, why it did. And, just journal. Just stay positive always. So until then, we'll be back tomorrow, 9:20 a.m. All right.